Let's take a minute to talk about acquisitions. For the most part, you will hear PlayStation fans accuse Xbox of buying their way into where they are right now in the industry. You'd also see the same Xbox fans tell you that Xbox's lineup is trash anyways. And this is the thing about my fellow PlayStation fans. Most of you know I play on PlayStation, I play on PC. Xbox is probably my new recent, toy that I've been looking into, and I've been wondering how are they doing it? Apparently, Microsoft's backing is something that is very significant. An article from Insider Gaming pretty much puts a little bit of this stuff into perspective because history has been something that a lot of folk have tried to rewrite in a sense. And this article from Insider Gaming talks about Naughty Dog's co-founder explained why the studio was acquired by Sony. This is written by Grant Taylor Hill, and short and sweet, money. In 2001, Naughty Dog was acquired by Sony for an undisclosed amount after the two companies had worked together on Crash Bandicoot in the 90s. Recently, one of the co-founders of Naughty Dog, one of the most iconic modern gaming studios, revealed exactly why the studio was happy to be acquired by Sony. Apparently, it was because of budget constraints. Having to balance the budget every time, having to worry about where your next funding is going to come from, and worry about you slipping once and then everything going down the drain was one of the big major issues. Now, they did say that Naughty Dog could have thrived in that partnership. However, they were happy that they were able to work with this acquisition in that regard and have Sony take over. Now, one thing a lot of people, might say is, well, there was all this nurturing going on. They nurtured relationships with Naughty Dog, but many of these same people would not also be willing to admit that that was also the case with Bethesda and Microsoft. But even if they didn't nurture any relationship at all, or even if they did nurture relationships, the whole thing about acquisition has pretty much been what I think is one of the most significant pieces of these publishers putting things in their, coffers to be able to punch out games. They look at where efficiency is already a thing. They look at where there are already video game developers and video game studios who are doing really strong work. And if they have a working relationship with them and know their pipeline and see that there's anything useful or good in that pipeline, acquisition is the next piece. And I think this article really does highlight it. And it shows that right now in the gaming scene, we're in a very interesting place where a lot of studios putting their best foot forward is the best thing for them. It also brings into the conversation about Naughty Dog right now with their audiences and their fans. Have they been prudent to work through, this particular issue? Are they prudent enough to take the time to actually see how this is all going? It's very interesting at the end of the day. Think about it, right? They brought out The Last of Us Part 2. It really did kick into, this particular notion that they wanted to be subversive to their major character. So apparently, according to videos of the game and gameplay, Joel's head gets bashed in by Abby, a character that we didn't know even existed in the previous game. And just like Suicide Squad killed the Justice League and the reaction that those developers got when they shot Batman in the head, a lot of people had a very weird reaction to it. Now, the crazy thing is Last of Us Part 2 still sold, but it's sold with a lot of caveats. I've watched a lot of hardcore PlayStation fans that talked about their experience playing the game. One of note is the Gamer 2223, the gentleman who makes a lot of content in the PlayStation space. He played that game, and I can tell you that he had a huge caveat when he was talking about that game. Like, I watched a video where he was like, I played it, but, he had, I don't know. He seemed to have just basically said, I played this game, but there is a side of me that's a little, Let me show you the thumbnail to this video. This is it right here. 4 years ago. I remember watching it. He says this. He says, The Last of Us 2 review. Is it worth the 60 bones? And I remember watching this video and, because I wanted to hear from somebody who has invested their time playing on the PlayStation ecosystem, who had basically been, pretty much invested so much in this. And I was a little surprised that even he could not take that dedication that far, because look, just even without hearing, what he's saying, just look at his mannerisms. You see that? That doesn't scream excitement like the normal, excitement you would see from bro whenever he's talking about other games. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, watch the whole thing with you guys here. I recommend that you go actually find this video and watch it. It's actually one that really did, it did well. And it really communicated what a lot of fans were feeling in that regard. Check this out. Let me read even his pinned comment. I think that would probably also inform us. So look at his pinned comment on this video. He said, bear with me on this one, folk. This ended up being the longest game review I've ever done. Most likely will also be the last time I have a review for a game be this long. But I needed to get all my thoughts out. No spoilers in this video, by the way. All I do is go over how I felt about the characters, both old and new. I needed to digest everything I felt about this game after I beat it a few days ago. This is me sitting on my thoughts for a few days and how I felt overall. I've been waiting for 7 years. The Last of Us 2, bro. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts. Might be doing a spoiler class. I'm done talking about this game. I said everything I want to say in this video. Did it live up to expectations? It worth the 60 bones. That doesn't speak excitement. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is very interesting because the question you got to ask is, have they been prudent with what was given to them? And this is not on the co-founder and the founder in that regard. I don't think they're in, this space anyways. But I don't know. I think Neil Druckmann has a lot of questions to answer to the fans that came into Naughty Dog having enjoyed the benefits of games that brought them in. Crash, Jack and Dexter, or whatever the name of the game is. I never played it. Sorry, Jack and Dexter. Sorry, Naughty Dog fans or Jack and Dexter fans. I'm sure some of you are like, what? No, I haven't played it. But I did play The Last of Us 1. Very solid game. Played Uncharted 1, 2, 3, 4, and the expansion that was done later. I enjoyed every single one of them. I won't call myself a Naughty Dog fan, but apparently I've enjoyed most of their games. So this is a very interesting conundrum that I think a lot of studios are finding themselves in these days. And to be very honest, man, I strongly believe that we are in a very interesting scenario right now where if the prudence is not there for a lot of these developers, they may lose their fans and they may disappoint their fans. Looking at their new game, Intergalactic, the Heretic, look, the gamer is laughing. I'm telling you, go watch this video, guys. This video sat at the heart of a lot of the PlayStation community's thoughts about it. But looking at Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, I don't know if Naughty Dog is going to be able to salvage the relationship of its hardcore fans with that game. I'm not certain that they will be able to do so because a lot of the folk in that community were more about the storytelling. I think that's another thing that you have to pay very close attention to is how the stories are told, and how they're continued. Bro. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.